All right, I'm looking at another Fibble. This is the game that's just like Wordle, but on every row, one of the clues is a lie. They're starting us with CODEX. And it's interesting. We've got the 3 yellows. I'd like them all to be true if possible. Something like this, but then we need a D or an X as well. I don't know. And I mean, we don't have to do OCE necessarily, but we could also do ODE with a C here, something like that. That's not gonna work. Let's see. What are we gonna do? Maybe there's not a way to do all 3 of the yellows as true. It's possible. But we don't have to do the E at the end. Decor. There we go. Oh, okay. So one of the E's is a lie. So there's definitely a C, there's definitely an O, there's definitely no D. So now we go back to all 3 of the yellows true, right? That would mean the X is the lie, and there is an X. And I feel like that's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to do. So probably, okay, so we could do an ER, make the E the lie in CODEX and in decor. So then you'd have to have, oh, is ochre like that a word? I thought so. Yeah. I can't think what it means right now, but I thought that was a word. And it is. Okay. Sometimes that's the way this goes. You're like, I've heard this word before, but words don't sound like words anymore. Yeah, anyways. All right, one of the E's is a lie. So there's definitely an R at the end. So I like the ER. But if we're going to do ER, it would have to be this. I don't think that is going to work. So I don't think the E can be 4th. We know there is a C and there is an O. So assuming there is an E, that makes this true. And one of these has to be the lie because it's supposed to be green. But if you do C here, then that's going to be the lie there because obviously that's not going to be, you're going to have 2 C's. And so then you end up with EO. Yeah, you'd have to have EO. That's not going to work. And if you do the O as the lie because it's green, then again the C is the lie. And so, yeah, and then you couldn't have an E. I don't think we can have an E. I think the E's have to be the lies. I think there's no E. That's what I think. SCO. Could we do scour? Oh, that doesn't work. Because one of these has to be a lie, which means it has to be green. Again, if the C, it could have a double C. But no, because then the O, if the but this could be, you could do a cur. No. Why doesn't that work? Right, because the E is the lie, so the O has to be true. But if you're doing a C third, this O has to be true. Yeah, that doesn't work. So it's got to be the O. It's got to be COR? But we said one of the, no, the E is the lie. Oh, the X is the problem. My X was the filler letter. Okay, so it's got to be this. I think. But what is going to be between the C and the O? A T? Actor. There we go. Very nice. Okay, cool. Got it in 3. Took a little bit of thinking and deductions there. Not too bad, though, but got it in 3, so I feel good about that. Let me know how your solve went. And, of course, be sure to subscribe for more.